Suman Chandra madam, kindly mute your mic, please. Suman Chandra madam, kindly mute your mic, please. So, dear participants, kindly introduce yourself through chat box, your name, designation, department, college or institute name, city name, etc. Sharp at 7:30, we will start the session. I repeat, dear participants, kindly introduce yourself through chat box, your name, designation, department, college or institute name, city name, etc. Sharp at 7:30, we will start the session. Yeah. So, dear participants, welcome to the last session of this 1 week national level online FDP on innovative and effective teaching techniques. So, dear participants, today will be the last session, but not least session. Yeah, Dr. Kavita madam. Dr. Kavita madam. Yeah.
Please carry on. Hello.
Oh, okay, madam. Okay, madam.
And I have given the live streaming also to your WhatsApp.
Okay, madam. Okay. Thank you, madam. Dr. Kavita madam, speaker madam.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, kindly go ahead, madam.
Okay. So, first of all, very good evening to all the participants who are present here in this 7 days faculty development program on the topic innovative and effective teaching techniques, where multiple sessions have been successfully completed. Where first session was focused on discussing how to transform the classrooms to active learning strategies for the student engagement. Another session was discussed blended and flipped learning. We are leveraging the different technologies for deeper understanding. In another session, we discussed that how to design the assessment that drive learning, formative as well as authentic techniques. In another session or previous session, we discussed the inclusive pedagogy, where we differentiated the instructions for diverse learners. And today's topic for the discussion that I choose, that is gamification and edtech integration, making learning engagement and impactful for the learners. So, myself, Dr. Kavita Daya, working as an assistant professor at Manipal University, Jaipur. Welcome you in this session once again. So, before starting the session, let's discuss the overview of the session, where gamification in education integrates the game mechanism or mechanics that such as different points, budgets, and leaderboards to enhance the students' engagement and motivation too. So, by leveraging the psychological principles behind the game-based learning, gamification also creates an environment where rewards, challenges, and levels foster the deep learning, where educational technology, EdTech, that is also known as the different tools, which is including Kahoot, Quiz, Classcraft, support gamified lessons that all are providing the interactive experiences by aligning with a course objectives. And these tools also create an engaging environment where students can earn rewards and engage in the different challenges. So, gamified lesson also can be tailored to suit the different learning styles, ability, and also offering the flexible difficulty levels and pathway to. However, different challenges such as engagement drop, technology limitations, and overemphasize over the competition that must be addressed. So, assessing the students' performance in gamified environment through formative assessment and tracking the progress, all these are ensuring a continuous learning on part of the learner. So finally, research and different case studies also demonstrate a positive impact of gamification on students' performance as well as the long-term motivation, which is providing an effectiveness in the academic success. So After this overview, let's start the session with the discussion over learning objectives of the session, where the first objective of this session is to introduce you to gamification in the education. We are going to define the integrate the EdTech tools with the gamification for enhanced learning. We are also going to discuss the inclusive gamification designing for diverse learner. So after this quick overview of this learning objectives, let's start the session with the introduction to the gamification in the education, where gamification is nothing but to integrate the games like elements such as points, badges, and leaderboards into learning environment to enhance the students' engagement, motivation, and learning outcome too. Where only theoretical elaboration of the concept is somehow diverting students from the concentration. So we are somehow designing the delivery of the session in such a way so that student himself or herself involved in that game or in that game sort of activity. So the concept involved applying the game mechanism and dynamics to educational context, transforming the mundane and learning tasks into more interactive, rewarding, and enjoyable experiences. As we all know that where any individual is somehow enjoying the activity, that is somehow very much learning or very much a memorable activity that we get. So in gamified learning environment, students also earn the different points for completing the task in unlock the badges for achievements and may complete on leaderboard to track the progress and creating a dynamic atmosphere that drive the participation and competition too. So let's discuss what are the different core element of gamification. That first one is point, where students earn the different points for completing the task that we are also referring in routine task, daily task, where we are also giving such activities to the learners during the class, during the session, or during the different activities. That okay, if you will do this activity successfully, then these points you will earn. So these points are also which provide immediate feedback and recognition of their effort, where points are often accumulated over time and they can also be used to unlock the further learning activities or rewards. So another thing is budget, where budget represents the milestone or achievements that can be awarded for specific accomplishments such as mastering into the topic and completing a series of assignments. Leadership board where display a ranking of the student that is based on the performance or accumulated points, while it is also allowing the competitive elements to learning. It can also serve as a tool for self reflection and improvement too. Let's discuss what are the different techniques that are enhancing the engagement and motivation on part of the learner. So gamification also enhance the engagement and motivation by creating a learning environment that is interactive, fun, and rewarding. So students are more likely to stay engaged in lesson when they are actively participating in a gamified system. So here let's discuss how these gamification work in the practice in during the session. So first thing is active participation. By incorporating the game mechanism into the learning process, students are encouraged to actively participate. For example, platforms like Kahoot or Quiz all have been widely adopted in both online and offline classroom, where students earn different points for correct answer and complete their peer on leaderboard and even earn different badges or for their progress. So for example, in online setting, university like Amity University also gamified the different elements in their learning management system to promote the students' participation, and students can also unlock the achievements, receive the points for completing the module, and have even have budgets for a high level of engagement, leading to increased participation. Another thing is immediate feedback. Yes, in gamified environments, students receive immediate feedback after completing the task or different challenges. This instant gratification also helps them to understand what they learned and where they need improvement, encouraging the growth mindset also. If I'm talking about the example that University of Michigan utilizes the gamified approach to course delivery, where students earn the different points for assignments and quizzes that can be traded for rewards. This model also has helped the students engage better with the material and feedback, which is providing immediate after task completion and ensuring a more tailored learning experience. Third element is that increased motivation and competitiveness. Yes, competitive nature of leadership board and sense of achievement through points and badges motivate the students to improve their performance continuously. An example is that during offline classroom setting, TISS, which is Tata Institute of Social Sciences, has integrated the gamification element into their different classroom activities where students are given the task with points, reward, and complete for top rank in leadership and academic challenges too, which motivate the students to engage with the learning material more deeply. Fourth element is collaborating learning, where gamification does not always have to be competitive. It also encourages the collaboration. Students may work in team, learning collective points and reward for group achievements. This collaborative aspect also helps them to develop teamwork and communication skill while keeping the students motivated. And at Harvard University, professor used the collaborative projects that incorporate the elements in of gamification where students work together in team to complete the task, which also earn points to go towards their final grade. So here let's discuss how gamification enhance the engagement and motivation in both online and offline classrooms. Here, if I'm talking about first offline classrooms, then gamification can make the traditional classroom more interactive with the help of quizzes, group competitive activities, achievement-based games. Students participate more in these activities. For example, educators can conduct the different quizzes with the points reward and real-time feedback during these physical classes to keep the student engaged also. But in case of online classes also, these gamified elements also offer included learning management system where educational platform too. So platforms like Edmodo, Moodle are popular in both Indian and international context for gamifying the online learning environment among the learners. So what are the key principles or game-based learning? Where game-based learning provide integrating game mechanisms and different principles into learning process to enhance the students' engagement, motivation, and their understanding too. That this approach also leverage in inherent element of games such as reward, challenges, and level to create the interactive and immersive learning environment. So this game-based learning also foster deeper cognitive engagement, reinforce learning, and also encourage their skills to develop a way that traditional take method might not. So psychological principle behind the game-based learning is
Kavita madam,
yes, sir.
yeah, any problem?
No problem, sir. I think one participant is unmute.
Yeah. Dear participants, kindly mute your mic, please.
Yes, sir.
It's my humble request.
So the first psychological principle behind the game-based learning is motivation and engagement. Where a student is engaged in any activity that is more productive and more motivating to him to complete the task self motivated. So, according to self-determination theory, where learners feel autonomy, competence, and relatedness, their intrinsic motivation increases. So, this translates into students in educational settings feeling more motivated to learn when game-based elements are included. Then example here is that at Jindal Global University, education have implemented Kahoot, where gamified quiz platforms where students earn the different points based on the quiz performance, and this boosts engagement in learning motivation as students not only complete but also see tangible rewards in the form of points. So this quick feedback mechanism from Kahoot adds the students a sense of competence and encourage them to continue participating actively. Another example in a global context is that Stanford University Computer Science course game-based elements such as team challenge and project-based simulation are integrated into learning experiences where students participate in problem-solving game where they earn the different rewards upon completion of the task, which also foster the motivation through achievement and reinforce the learning through immediate feedback. Let's discuss the challenge and mastery, which is also a very important element of psychological based principle for the game-based learning. Where game-based learning also revolves around the principle of challenge and mastery, and game create a structure where students face different challenges at various levels. And if they are completing these challenges, then they will complete that level. So overcoming these challenges results in mastery and which also help them to build up the confidence and competence among the learners. So example is that at Banaras University, Banaras Hindu University, an introductory computer programming courses use game-based assignments where students level up by completing the coding challenge. Another example is Duolingo, where a widely used language learning platform incorporates the principle of challenge and mastery, and students are challenged with progressively harder tasks as they earn to new language. Where earning and rewards such as badges, they can also complete the learning level, and gamified progression also ensure that students are somehow constantly working at their age of their capabilities and encouraging the mastery too. Let's discuss how game mechanism promotes the deep learning and engagement. The first reason is reward. Every learner is motivated in learning a game-based learning due to this reward system. They can come with various forms, including different points or badges or different achievements, even real-world incentive too, where reward make learning more feel more like a game, which is providing students a sense of achievement, plus motivating them to continue learning and striving for the improvement. Example is that IIT Bombay, that the professor incorporates the reward system into their MOOCs, where massive open online courses, students are rewarded with the digital badges that after completing each section of this course, their progress is tracked by the reader pool. Another example is Microsoft Minecraft, Minecraft Education Edition, which has been used in school globally as a tool for teaching the subject like mathematics, history, and computer science, where player can earn in-game achievements by solving the complex problem and completing the various educational activities. Yes, another very important element is that challenge, which is based on learning environment that designed to push the students to think critically, solve the problem, apply their knowledge creatively. So in educational game, these challenges are often tied with the increasing level of difficulty so that students feel progressively challenged without becoming discouraged. Let's discuss how game mechanism promote the deep learning and engagement. Where the example in case of this challenge is that the Symbiosis International University online game-based learning tool like quiz or scorative are used to facilitate the real assessment. And these games also offer a variety of questions ranging from the basic to complex, and also encouraging the students to engage deeply with the content to overcome each challenge. Another example is that Kahoot, in online tool used to educators globally, allow students to face time-bound challenges that also require fast recall and problem solving too. The competitive element of Kahoot also encourage students to push themselves to answer quickly and accurately, which is resulting to improved knowledge and retention and increasing learning engagement. Here, another thing which is levels. As I discussed earlier, also that levels are also motivating the learners to learn the session or learn the activity efficiently. As students progress through different levels, they achieve the mastery over the different projects or aspects of the subject matter. So, a sense of progression and achievement is also crucial for maintaining the motivation and engagement, as it provides a visible representation of the growth and learning. Yes, this is example of Manipal University where a game-based learning also platform Classcraft, which is used by our university to engage the students in a variety of academic subjects. So the platform allows the students to level up by completing the different tasks and learning modules that they can also gain different points and unlock the new abilities, plus achieve the higher level based on their academic performance also. Another example is Quizlet Live, that gamified study tool used by the educator worldwide, involves students completing the team to answer the questions, and as per students are correctly answering the questions, they become a level up. Here, let's discuss how to integrate the educational tool with gamification of the enhanced learning. So, gamification and educational technology, that are two powerful forces that, when combined, can revolutionize the way students engage with the learning material. So, gamification adds game-like elements such as different points or the budgets or the leaderboard into the non-game context, unlike the education, while educational tool also provide a necessary platform or the technology that facilitate these gamified experiences. So integrating these two into the learning process and create an environment that is also both engaging and effective too. So result is enhancing uh, um, the students' motivation plus better retention of the information. So a deeper understanding of the content become very easy. So let's explore the role of educational technology in the facilitating the and learning gamification, where educational tools are crucial in making the gamified learning more accessible and scalable, particularly in both online and offline learning environments. So these tools also allow the instructor to design and deliver the learning experiences that incorporate the interactive elements such as quiz, challenges, and real-time feedback. While they also track the students' progress and provide the instant assessment, which they also key feature in the gamification. So let's explore the role of educational technology in facilitating the gamified learning. But the role of edtech is not only to present the content but to foster the competition, among the students, to increase their participation in the activities. So EdTech tool for gamified learning, where there are multiple tools that you can get the assistance of your a session to design in such a way so that students feel the self-involved. where the first tool is Kahoot, which is game-based learning platform that allow the educator to create fun and interactive quizzes that students can participate in real-time activity. So quizzes are displayed on screen and students respond using their smartphone, tablet or computer, whichever is available. Take an example where Shiv Nadar University Kahoot is regularly used to engage the students in business management and engineering courses where professors create the quizzes, they act quiz formative assessments to review the topic covered during the lecture. So live competition in aspects of Kahoot motivate the students to learn while enjoying the process, which create their engagement. Another example is Harvard University, which used the Kahoot as interactive quiz tool during the online courses. During live streamed classes, students from various countries complete the real-time quiz. And another tool that you may use during the gamified learning, that quizzes, where quiz is another gamified quiz platform where students answer the multiple choice questions in competitive time bound environment. Their platform also offer a synchronous quiz where students can take a quiz at their own pace and leave quizzes where students participate in the real time. In example, MIT University has incorporated the quiz into its online revision session for students preparing for final exam, where teachers create quizzes based on the syllabus and students can also join through game code. Another example, University of Toronto, which also using the quizzes for reviewing the key concept at large lecture-based classes, where students from various faculty participating in the interactive quizzes that are also structured like game with question appearing on their device and points being awarded for the correct answer. Then Badger, where it is another platform that also allowing the educator to create badges for students who complete the uh, certain task or the activity which is assigned to them for a specific learning outcome. Another best example is that Manipal University, which is our university, has integrated the badger into MOOC-based courses, where students receive badges for successful completing modules and different assessments, where these badges are also shared on students' social profile, enhancing the motivation and recognition of their achievements, academic achievements. Another example is University of California that Berkeley, University that uses the badger in online courses to reward the students for achieving their specific milestones such as submitting the assignment, completing the quizzes, or also including the participation in the discussion forum. Let's discuss the effective gamified lesson, how to design the effective gamified lesson and different activities. Where gamified lesson and the different activities, all these have a potential to significantly enhance students' engagement and motivation by incorporating game mechanism such as points, rewards, level, challenges, and leaders board into learning process when designed through full gamification that can bridge the gap between education and entertainment, which making the learning environment or experience more interactive and enjoyable plus memorable too. So let's discuss how to design the gamified learning experiences that also align with the course objective. So designing the gamified lesson that require a clear understanding of learning objective first, it is essential to ensure that gamified elements such as challenges or quizzes or reward are all directly tied into these objectives. So the steps that are associated or that are used to design effective gamified learning, that first one is identify the learning objectives of the course or the program. So start by clearly defining what you want from the students to achieve by the end of the course or end of the lesson, session. So Then map up the game element to learning goal, where it is ensuring that different activities, challenges, and rewards are closely linked to course content. For example, if the course is about environmental sustainability, then students could earn the points for completing the module on climate change and renewable energy and sustainability practice too. Then third step is integrate the storyline and narrative. Yes, you need to introduce a storyline and a quest that mirror the course objective. For example, the history course students can also embark on the time travel adventure course where these need to solve the problem-based learning, problem-related historical events, earning points for completing each challenge. Then fourth activity or fourth step is leverage the learning analytics. First, track students' progress using the gamified element like leadership board for budgets or badges to monitor their learning journey. This also helps to identify the area where students may be struggling by that can provide a timely intervention. So let's balance the fun and learning, how to create the different challenges, quests, and reward that supporting the academic goal. So true power of gamification also lies in different abilities or to balance the fun with the learning. You are supposed to balance learning with the fun. You cannot uh, no increase anyone which is compensating or somehow compromising another. So it is essential to design challenges that are both enjoyable plus relevant to the curriculum and reward most must encourage the students to continuously progressing towards their academic goal. Challenge, which is important element of a fun and learning. Challenge that should be aligned with the academic goal and designed to promote the critical thinking and problem solving. For example, computer science course, a challenge that could be to build up a basic application using the programming language. The challenge should have level easy, medium, and difficult so students can progressively improve their skill. Suppose, for an example, Indian Institute of Technology Bombay gamified the challenges that are used in courses like machine learning and data science, where students participate in coding challenges where they can earn the different points and badges for the completing tasks such as creating a model or applying the algorithms to the real world data set. Then another example is Stanford University uses the gamification its introduction to artificial intelligence course. So let's discuss the key element of balancing the fun and learning. First is quest, where quest also serve as a long-term activity that students can work towards throughout the course. And this can be based on larger assignment or projects that encourage the students to apply the skill where they are learning. The example is Jamia Millia University at New Delhi uses the gamification in its project management, where courses by assigning the group quest, where students work together to develop a project plan as they progress their learning, uh, 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 as they progress their earning points for completing each milestone and collaborating with activities effectively as a team. Another example is University of Edinburgh, which is integrating the quest into online courses. For example, in their philosophy program, students also can engage in the quest where they can explore the ethical dilemma plus philosophical theories. Then another important element of balancing the fun and learning environment that is reward. So reward can also range from tangible prizes to intangible rewards. However, it is essential that rewards have academic value plus motivating the students to continuously engaging with the content. So, example that is Symbiosis International University Pune offer digital gadgets for students who complete the gamified quiz in courses like business administration or data science. These gadgets also, when earned, are displayed on students' digital profile and contribute to their overall achievement. At University Harvard, that rewards are based on used on online courses such as social science. Students earn the different points for completing the various tasks like reading assignments and participating in the discussions. Let's discuss building up the motivation and competition through gamification in the university and college setting. Where gamification, the integration of game mechanism and elements in non-game context has increasingly gained traction in educational settings across both online and offline mode. A university or college setting, the goal of gamification is to make learning more engaging, enjoyable, plus competitive, which can boost both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. In the Indian and international context, use the gamification strategies in educational varies, but underlying the principle remains similar and leveraging the competition, collaboration, and achievement in achievement driven. So, what is role of competition in the gamification? The first role is leadership, leaderboard, and achievement. One of the most common game mechanism or mechanics based used in gamified learning environment is leaderboard. This feature rank the students based on their performance in assignments and tests on different activities, which is providing them with the immediate feedback about how they measure up the compared and their peer. Second rule is suppose, for example, university in India that for students are often accustomed to highly competitive and academic environment and use the leadership board in gamified learning platform might encourage the students to improve their academic performance. Another role of the competition in gamification is peer comparison and motivation. Yes, competition can also come with in the different forms of peer comparison, which is critical motivator in both traditional and virtual learning environment. So, by encouraging the students in competition, where they can also see peer progress and compare their own achievement, gamification foster a sense of accountability and motivation. So, example is that peer comparison in Indian classroom can often ignite a competitive spirit. For example, a university where students participating in group project, seeing their peer earn badges and recognition for the excellent performance on the shared task might prompt them to work harder, fostering healthy signs of competition and teamwork. How to encourage the intrinsic motivation and collaboration through game mechanism. So while competition is essential element, gamification also emphasizing the importance of intrinsic motivation, the desire to engage in activity for its inherent satisfaction rather than external reward. The game mechanism like achievements, level, and challenges, all these can be used to foster the intrinsic motivation and making the learning progress more rewarding and less reliant on the traditional grade. So, the first thing which is important to encourage the intrinsic motivation is level and progression. So, by structuring the learning in terms of level, students can also feel a sense of progression. Students can feel the level of progression as they achieve the milestone. For example, in both online and offline environment, students can also can given the task that unlock the new challenges as they move up in the activity. So another is badges and achievement, where achievement-based rewarding are another effective gamification technique that boost the intrinsic environment, uh, 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 intrinsic and motivation. Plus, when students earn the badges or other recognition for completing the task, mastering a concept, and contributing to group efforts, as they are driven by satisfaction for achieving something meaningful. So the university that are using the badges for completing the assignments on time or participating extracurricular activities that can lead to increased engagement. For example, a student might earn the badges for consistently attending the lecture, participating in the quizzes, and collaborating in the project group, which can also increase their sense of accomplishment and intrinsic motivation to continue learning. Another is collaboration through game mechanics. While competition play a role, collaboration is equally important in building up motivation through gamification, where group challenges, teamwork, and peer feedback all are game mechanics that also encourage the students to work together in hand, exchange the ideas, and approach each other in the learning process. Then let's discuss how to assess the students' performance in gamified environment. That is another very important, activity plus challenge in front of educator, that how to measure the performance of a student in this gamified environment or gamified learning. So assessing the students' performance in gamified environment present a unique opportunity and challenge that compared to traditional assessment method. So gamification also use through a use of game mechanism like points, level, or badges. Leaderboard provide a dynamic and engaging way to evaluate the students' progress in both offline and online at a university setting. Gamification offer innovative method for tracking and assessing the students' performance and blending the formative assessment with continuous feedback to drive the learning. What are the different methods for tracking and evaluating the student performance, which is first including the points, badges, and leaderboard. In gamified systems, students are often awarded the different points for completing the task or the different achievements for the specific goal. So these points can also track over a time, providing both the students and instructions which clear the indicator of progress. So, university in India, such as Indian Institute of uh, Technology, gamified the assessment could implement the competitive course where students can also earn the points for completing the different assignments or project milestone. Badges might be awarded for successful finishing difficult course, while leaderboard can also rank the students based on the performance and quizzes and different assignments. So another example is that international online learning platform like Coursera or Khan Academy in India, students are also awarded the different points which are completing the lesson or the exercise. So for example, after watching the lesson completing the quiz, students might earn a certain number of points which are then tracked over a course of courses. Second method is progress bar level. Yes, another effective gamification technique of tracking the performance progress is use of progress bar or level. These elements give the students a visual representation of how much content they have completed and how much remain. So progression through level which can be used as an indicator master and competence. So, in case of offline, university may use the similar system in group-based learning or project-based assessment. In case of online platforms such as Duolingo uses the progress bar to show the language learner how much they have accomplished in their studies. How the formative assessment can be integrated into gamification process. This is another challenge. So the first thing that you may adopt that quiz as a formative assessment that we are taking it as a first element for the formative assessment. So quizzes are fundamental part of the formative assessment as they offer immediate feedback for both student and educator. Then if we are talking about the offline Indian university setting, then professors can use the quiz as a part of gamified learning approach or activity. In case of online, then platforms like Moodle or Blackboard instructions can embed the quizzes into course content, and students can also take the quizzes at various level intervals to test their understanding and earning points or badges as reward for the correct answer. How formal can be integrated into their gamification process, which is second thing is level completion and mastery. If you are completing the level, then you are upgrading yourself, which is also increasing your mastery or specialization or expertise in that content. So in case of Indian university that implement the gamified learning might use a system where students must complete a set of assignment or project to unlock new content. For example, students studying a subject like economic might have to successfully complete a series of assignments and quizzes on microenvironment before moving on to macroeconomics. So another is peer assessment and collaboration. In gamified environment, students can also be assessed through peer review and collaborative tasks. And these assessments allow the students to give the feedback on each other work, which is fostering a sense of responsibility and community while also providing the instructor to with additional data points to evaluate the student progress. For example, Indian University offering online and hybrid courses peer assessment that can integrate into gamified system. For example, students work on group project that can evaluate each other contribution plus reward-based peer feedback. Here, let's discuss inclusive gamification and designing for diverse learning. Yes, gamification is not for all learners if the diversity is there in the class. So gamification in education has proven to be a powerful tool which is enhancing the students' engagement, motivation, and learning outcome too. So, however, to truly maximize its potential, it must be designed inclusively, ensuring that it captures diverse learnings and style and ability of the students by offering a varied difficulty level and different game-based learning pathway. Educator can also create a environment that support every learner's unique need and both in online and offline setting. So the first thing is visual learning, where students learner tend to absorb informative information better than it's presented through images, chart, and diagram. Yes, somehow it is more interesting than traditional learning. So in offline setting, examples of University of India that must design the gamified learning module for the students studying in engineering or medical sciences, where students can track their progress through a visually rich infographic and interactive learning module. Then another element is auditory learning, auditor learner. So auditor learner excel in when information is presented through spoken word, sound, and verbal explanation. So gamified system that can accommodate these learners by incorporating voice over podcast and even gamified audio challenges where instructions and feedbacks are delivered orally. So these are examples. Another is Kinesthetic learning, where kinesthetic learner thrive when they can physically engage with the learning material, and this is especially relevant in gamified environments that include the simulation, role-playing game, or physical activity based on the challenges. So, by providing the students with interactive and hands-on experiences, gamification can cater to these learners. These are another examples. So let's discuss how to implement the flexible difficulty level and providing the various game-based learning pathway for diverse students' need. So you need to adaptive learning and difficulty level. So the primary advantage of gamified learning is its ability to adjust the difficulty based on learner progress. So adaptive learning as a system automatically adapt the level of challenges based on the student's performance, which is also ensuring that every student is adequately challenged without feeling overwhelmed or bored. These are examples. So another is that providing multiple pathway for learning, where gamified learning can also be made more inclusive by offering the different game-based learning pathway to cater a student's unique interest, ability, and goal. For example, in course, some students might excel in theory, and while offering they may be excel in practical application too. So, uh, um, incorporating the self-paced collaborative learning by blending the self-paced challenge with collaborative activities, gamification can also cater to both independent and learner and those who benefit from the group dynamics. And this approach also promotes the flexibility, ensuring that students can choose how they engage with the content. So, in Indian University, where classes size can often be large, the gamified system that allow a self-paced learning can be incredibly beneficial for the learners. So here let's discuss the different challenges and limitations of the gamification in the education, where gamification has emerged as an innovative and engaging educational tool which is offering the numerous benefits in enhancing student motivation, participating, and learning outcome. However, like any educational strategy, gamification is not without its challenge and limitation. As educator can an institution worldwide increasingly adopt the gamified approach, and it is important to recognize and address the difficulty that arise during the implementation. So here common challenges that are faced by the educator while integrating the gamification. That first one is engagement drop over. While gamification can also initially excite and engage the students, after a while that maintaining that interest level of the students become very difficult task for the educator himself. So novelty in the game mechanism like badges, leaderboard, and reward may wear off after a while, and students may begin to feel like these elements are no longer motivating or keeping them engaged. So these are examples that another is technology limitation. Yes, sometimes technology itself become very important challenge in front of um, educator. While technology play a crucial role in gamified learning, not all educational institutions have access to the necessary infrastructure or resources to implement high quality gamification system. In any case, schools or university may lack the software, hardware, or the technical support that need to integrate the gamification effectively. So let's discuss that in rural or less technological advancement region of India, many universities still struggle with the limited access of fast internet, modern devices, or educational software. For example, university in Tier 2 city might want to implement the gamified learning tool, but may be hindered by inadequate infrastructure such as slow internet speed or outdated computer, making it more difficult for the students to engage with the system effectively. So let's address the potential drawback that overemphasize on the competition. Yes, while competition can be motivating for some students, that it can be counterproductive for others. So particularly if it becomes the focal point of learning experiences when gamified system overly emphasize competition through leaderboard and reward, it can create a high pressure environment leading to anxiety, stress, and even disengagement more among the students who struggle to keep it up. So, in case of Indian University, where academic pressure is already intensive, they add the element of competition through gamification that could exaggerate, exacerbate the students' stress. For example, if gamified system rank the students publicly on the leaderboard for every quiz or assignment, students who consistently find themselves at the bottom may feel demotivated or anxious, which could result in decrease in their overall performance and engagement. So another drawback is distraction from learning objective. Yes, it may be possible that one of the significant risks is gamification is that the students may become more focused on the earning reward and completing the challenges that can truly master the subject matter and that allure the badges, points, and levels that may shift students' focus away from the actual learning objectives and causing them to prioritize the game mechanism over content mastery. So, in context of offline education, such as traditional classroom in an Indian university, students might get overly focused on achieving the points or rewards rather than understanding the core concept. Another challenge is difficulty in balancing the motivation and reward. So, striking the right balance between the motivation students to reward and maintaining the academic record is a challenge in gamified system, and it also, if reward are given too easily, students may not feel that they have earned them, leading to a lack of satisfaction. So these are the examples. So sorry, AdTech tool for creating the interactive and engagement content, where a rapid growth of educational technology has significantly transformed how students engage with the content and interact with their instructor. So, gamified learning experience which blend the educational content and game-like mechanism that are one of the most effective way to increase the students' engagement and motivation. In both online and offline university and college settings, several tech tools have dedicated to create interactive, gamified, and engagement content. So let's discuss the tools for creating the gamified content. Where Minecraft Educational Edition, which means Minecraft Educational Edition is powerful tech tool that uses a popular Minecraft game to create the interactive learning experiences. This tool also allows the students to engage in hands-on immersive learning by building up the virtual world that stimulate the real world concept. So these are the examples where university like MIT and Stanford have used the Minecraft education tool in their engineering and designing courses. So Google Classroom, where Google Classroom is widely used platform for managing the coursework, assignment, and communication in the educational setting, while it may also be traditional gamification tool where Google Classroom also integrate the seamless with the various third-party applications that can also help the educator to create gamified content and quizzes, including the different assignments that are engaging the students more. So, in Indian universities, a Google Classroom is often used in blended learning environment where the platform is paired with the different tools like Kahoot, quizzes, and apps at puzzle to create the gamified quizzes and assignments. So another is Seesaw. that Seesaw is educate tool that helps the students and teacher to create a shared digital portfolio. So it also allows the students to submit the photos, videos, and drawings, including the written reflection as a part of their learning process. These are also examples. So let's discuss using the simulation and quizzes and interactive videos to create the engaging learning environment. So first is simulation, where simulation are the essential part of gamified learning, providing the students with opportunity to experiment and interact with the content in such a way that are impossible in traditional classroom. So tools like P at that interactive simulation that Lepster allow the students to engage in virtual experiment, conduct scientific studies, and stimulate the real world situation. So these are also examples. So another is quizzes and assessment. So quizzes are also integral part of the gamified learning, which is also providing the instant feedback and reinforcing the key concept, where platforms like Kahoot and quizzes and Socrative that allow the educator to create the interactive quizzes that include various games like features such as point system, leaderboard, and time constraint. So Kahoot is used by professors in the university and quizzes to gamify the different assessments. Another is interactive video. So interactive videos are powerful tool for creating and engaging the learning environment by allowing the students to actively engage with the content rather than passive watching. So Indian universities are also using the interactive videos, which are often used in flipped learning, where I also usually use these videos during the session, during my online sessions also, that different videos somehow maintaining the interest of the learners in the session, that yes, this is 5 to 8 minutes video that I used to include in every session, which is associated or which is directly correlated with the content, and it is assisting me to explain the content easily. Plus, it is keeping the learner engaged in the session. So let's discuss how to evaluate the impact of gamification on the learning. Where gamification, which integrate the game mechanism into educational setting, has gained a significant attention for its potential to enhance the student engagement, retention, and academic achievement by making learning more interactive and competitive and enjoyable, where gamification also aims to transform the traditional educational experiences. So first thing here is that case study on student engagement and retention. One of the most notable benefit of gamification is its ability to increase students' engagement. Gamified environment where students can earn the different points, badges, or rewards, which make the learning more engaging and enjoyable, leading to a greater participation and improved learning outcome. So, in case of Indian context, where study conducted at Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, explored the impact of gamified quiz on the student engagement in engineering courses. So, research showed that students participating in gamified assessment were more likely to complete the assignments and actively participating in the discussion as compared to those who engaged with the traditional assessment. So this is another example which is based on the research that in international university, that is University of California, Berkeley, that examined the use of gamification in introductory computer science course. That study found that students who participated in the gamified learning activities such as coding challenges and team-based competition, which exhibit the significantly higher engagement of a level of the students and retention rate also. Then case study and academic achievement, where gamification is also tutored for its ability to improve the academic achievement by motivated students to perform better in assessment and examination. Two, a study conducted at private university in Delhi found that incorporating the gamified element into mathematics course improved the student performance, and university also introduced a leaderboard system where students were ranked based on their performance in weekly quizzes with additional reward for top performance. Another example is Purdue University in United States. A case study was also conducted in introductory biology courses where gamified learning was also integrated. So students who were engaged in virtual Canvanger that hunt where they earned the reward and badges for answering the questions correctly during the lab session. So, what are the different methods for evaluating the long-term impact on unified learning experiences on the student motivation and academic success? So, while short-term improvement in engagement and performance are often observed, it is crucial for evaluating the long-term impact on the unified learning system on the students' motivating and academic success. So the first impact, that long-term impact, is longitudinal study. So longitudinal study track the student performance and motivation over an extended period, which is allowing the researcher to evaluate the sustained impact of gamified learning experiences. A longitudinal study conducted at university in Bangalore tracked the engineering students who participated in gamified learning platform over 3-year period. So research found that students who were more exposed to gamification not only had higher engagement level but initial semester, but also demonstrated the sustained interest in their coursework. Another example, that for the University of Michigan allowed a cohort of students who participated in gamified chemistry courses over 4 semesters. The students found that the students who engaged with the gamified elements consistently performed better in subsequent chemistry courses. Another is survey and interview. Yes, through survey and interview, you can also find out that whether your gamification is influencing or not. So at university in Chennai, survey that conducted among the students who participated in the gamified learning over a year, the results revealed that students who felt more motivated to set and achieve the academic goal, with the many reporting that competition and reward associated with the gamification and encourage them to study more effectively. This is another example in international context where the University of Sydney also found that collective feedback from the students who have participated in gamified learning module in course ranging from business to science. So another method of evaluating the long-term impact of the gamified learning is that academic performance data analysis. To evaluate the academic success of the students in gamified environment, educator can also analyze the performance data and comparing the grades and progress of the students who participated in gamified courses to those who did not. So, university in Pune, that academic performance of the students who participated in gamified economic courses were compared to that of the students in traditional lecture-based classes. So, result indicated that students in gamified classes had higher courses, better completion rate for assignments, and overall higher GPA too. So this is example of University of Oxford, that data from the students who engaged in the gamified learning in history courses was compared with the students in the control group. So study found that gamified group had not only better academic outcome but also showed the increased collaboration and peer feedback also. So here we are at the conclusion part, that in gamification education offer a dynamic approach to enhancing the student engagement, motivation plus learning outcome too. So by integrating the core game elements such as points, badges and leaderboard. Educator can also create interactive and enjoyable learning environment for the learners. Through the application of the game-based learning principles, students are more encouraged to engage deeply with the content, plus enhancing their both retention and academic performance too. So, while gamification presents the numerous benefits, it is essential to address the different challenges such as technology limitation and over emphasis on competition and potential distraction from the core learning objective. So, by designing the inclusive and flexible gamified experiences that cater to diverse learning style, plus educator can also ensure that all learners benefit from them these gamified techniques. Ultimately, research also support that positive long-term impact of gamification, demonstrating its effectiveness in fostering the academic success and sustained motivation too. So here, this is all about today's session, where in this session, we try to introduce gamification in the education. We define how to integrate the EdTech tool with the gamification to enhance the learning. And we also discussed the inclusive gamification, designing for the diverse learner. So if you are having any query related to this session or related to any previous session, you can ask your query through dropping your query in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself to ask your query.
Yeah, thank you very much, madam. Dear participants, the session is open for discussion. You can clarify your doubts through chat box or unmuting your mics. Dear participants, the session is open for discussion. You can clarify your doubts through chat box or unmuting your mics. Dear participants, you can ask question from day one session 2 till date. Am I right, madam?
Yes, sir, absolutely right.
Yeah, madam. Thank you. Dear participants, you can clarify your doubts. Dear participants, tomorrow morning we will issue the e-certificates, and soon after this session we will share the feedback link in delegates WhatsApp group.
I included all real-time or practical examples during the session that even though my university and me using these techniques, we are not using all these techniques, but any technique which I can use, we are also using. As I told you that I am also showing the video during the session, and also it was not only that no, one participant is also asking that it was only informative session, no practical implication. No, it is not like this. I put many of the examples where multiple universities are using all these techniques with practical implication. I discussed all the concept where in Indian context plus in international context, I elaborated every concept. So it is not like that only theoretical aspect there we are using, or only theoretical aspects we were discussing. No, it is not. And university in Indian context, these are using, as I told you, my university, Manipal University, is also using multiple techniques during the session and during the learning and activities. Even though that I am also using the different techniques. So
Speaker madam, there is one question in chat box.
yes, sir. Could you summarize free tools and subscription based on the gamification? Like you can use your gamification tools according to the learners which are sitting in front of you. I cannot recommend that okay, this tool is very no applicable, implicable, this is very familiar. You can use any tool according to your convenience, according to the learner who is sitting in front of you. Like quiz, you can use. Like video showing, you can use. Like group activities, you can use. So all these are activities that you can use during your session. This is not specific that if I'm using this, you can use this. It is not that much specific. You can use any one out of these all techniques that I discussed with you people. And one Mr. Ram Patil is also asking that due to time constraints, sometimes it is not possible to use all technique. Never, it is not possible to use for, if you are also having ample time, in that case also it is not possible to use all techniques. You are using one technique in one session, another technique in another session, or you may use one technique for multiple sessions too. It is not hard and fast rule that okay, you selected one technique or you selected all techniques for the one session. It is quite difficult for everyone. Even though student also feel overwhelmed and overburdened too, that what need to do, whether I'm going to be part of quiz or I'm going to be part of team, right? Or I'm going to be part of activities. So it is quite difficult for a student also, for educator also. All these are free tool. You are not supposed to pay anything. You may use any like Google Form. We are using Google Classes. We are using Kahoot. We are using. All these are free of cost. You are not supposed to pay anything.
Anybody else? Any question? Any doubt? Any clarification? Kavita madam?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you summarize the entire event in few lines?
Yes, sir.
Day wise, you can say.
Yes, sir. So for the revision, this is 7 days faculty development program, which we completed multiple sessions successfully without any hassle. And in first session, we discussed transforming the classroom, active learning, different strategies for the students' engagement, where we discussed how to keep all students engaged in the active learning. There are multiple platforms, multiple strategies. We discussed that what are the different strategies that you can adopt, or any one strategy that you can adopt to keep your students engaged and active during your class. Then another is blended and flipped learning, where we discussed leveraging the different technologies in deeper understanding, where we discussed that how to keep your students engaged and active during your blended, and flipped learning, where online and offline all both discussed. So another session we discussed that how to design the assessment that drive the learning, formative and authentic assessment, where we discussed three strategies: formative plus summative plus authentic, that which one is compatible according to the given context. We discussed all these three strategies in detail. In another session, we also discussed that inclusive pedagogy, that is differentiating the instructions for diverse learning, where we discussed that if there is a high level of heterogeneity in the class or among the learners, then how to tackle with that heterogeneity, how to design your session, how to design your performing measurement tools, and how to assess their performance. So all these have been discussed in detail in that session. Today's session, where we discussed gamification and educational tools that are integrating with the educational sessions and making the learning engaging and impactful for the learner, for the educator too. So here in this session, we discussed all the strategies and tools which are available for educational educator and learners too, where we also discussed that how these strategies are associated with the different challenges and how to overcome over these challenges with the practical examples, where in Indian context plus in international context, all these have been discussed in detail. If still you are having any query related to any session, then you can drop your query in the chat box. This is open question and answer session again.
Okay, thank you very much, Kavita madam. Dear participants, any question, any doubt, any clarification needed?
Hello, sir. If there is no query, may we wind up this session here?
Yes, madam. So, dear participants, if there is no question, we'll stop here. Once again, we'll meet in some other online events. So till then, take care. Bye bye. Thank you, speaker madam. Thank you,
Thank you,
participants.
sir. Thank
Good
you
night,
to
speaker
all the
madam.
learners.
Good night, participants. Good night, participants. Good night, madam.
Good night, sir. Good night, ma'am.
Good night, madam. Good night, participants. Tomorrow we will issue the certificates in delegates WhatsApp group. And soon after this session, we will share the feedback link in delegates WhatsApp group.